Hey everyone, in today's video we are going to be doing a fidget collection, but make sure you like this video and please subscribe and let us know down below what videos you would like to see next.
Okay, so the first puppet we have here is this rainbow heart puppet. It has a noisy side and a quiet side, of course, and it is really nice. I would definitely say that it is one of my favorite puppets. And yeah, it's really good for stress. The next up we have is this hexagon puppet. And it is a rainbow puppet again. And it's just the same as a hot puppet, except a different feeling, of course, for stress relief. The next one we have is this square puppet. It is also rainbow, and the exact same goes to that one. The next one we have is this unicorn puppet. It is pastel colors, and the quiet side is really hard to push down, surprisingly. But the noisy side is way more better, and we will do some ASMR. So this is the quiet side, and this is the noisy side. Next up we have is this purple violet puppet. I would also say that it is my favorite. And the quiet side is actually surprisingly good. I love the shape of it. And we traded poppers, of course, for it. So yeah. Next up we have is this gummy bear shaped puppet. It is a blue puppet, and we went through some drama at school to get it by these girls. Yeah, there was just like a lot of drama, and they traded a lot for it. So, yep, moving on to the next one. Next up we have is this violet puppet mixed with aqua and white. This is like a tie-dye puppet, and the noisy side is really good, and it's like a puzzle shaped thing. So that's it for that one. Next we have this blue puppet. It's like the same as the gummy bear puppet, so we are just going to skip this one and not worry about it. Next up we have this teal puppet. I really love the color, and we're going to do some ASMR on it, but on both sides. Okay, there's your ASMR. Now, this is my most favorite puppet. It has letters on it. It also glows in the dark. It feels so nice. The letters are just amazing. They are just golden. So that would definitely be the golden child. Moving on to the next one. Last but not the least, we have this yellow shape. I don't know what the shape is called, so let's call it an alien spaceship, because why not? I mean, it feels alright, but I wouldn't recommend it to take it to school or anything, because the shape, it feels weird when you pop it and there's just too much bubble, so yeah. Now, this is the least one. We have this puppet. It is a mini one, definitely recommended for school, because there's less bubbles, and you can even put it on your backpack, and it would be good for stress relief, like if you're having a math test, for example, because you don't know, we all hate math tests. Next up we have is the dimples. Now this is not a fake dimple, it is a real dimple. It is really good, and I really like the quality of it. You can also put it on your backpack, again, like I said, with the mini puppet from school. I don't think that you should really bring it to school though, because lots of people would want to feel it, and you'll just get a lot of germs over it, because dimples are very popular. Everyone just loves them. Next up is this butterfly dimple. It has 6 shapes on it. And it can also be a keychain, so and there's also detail on it, which I like, and as I said, it is a real dimple, not a fake one. Last but not least is this triple dimple. It is actually really hard, so it's not my favorite, but it's good to have sometimes when like you wake up in the morning, because it's really hard to push down. Next up, we have these triple dimples. Again, since we have 3 more to go, we will skip those after, but this one is also a keychain. You can put it on any backpack, take it anywhere you go. It is definitely good for stress relief. Okay, so next up we have is this DNA ball. And I do recommend the spike ball instead of the normal balls, because it has a way better feelings, and it has more balls inside, and it's way more clearer than the other one, since we did go to the garden shop today hunting for fidgets and we did see the one without spikes. It is absolutely horrible quality. Next up we have is this mesh ball, except without a mesh, because it turns out the mesh actually broke, which is quite sad, but it feels really good. I love the feeling, but I do recommend having a mesh ball instead of this ball, because there are some weird bits that I do not like in it. Next up we have is this, I don't know what it's called, but we'll just call it a ball, yeah, a squishy ball. I absolutely love the colors. I'm falling in love with it. It can also splat up on the roof, but not for that long. So I definitely recommend this fidget. If you see it, hands on it straight away. Next up, we have this really adorable avocado thing. You can get an eggplant as well, but it has inappropriate sayings. Just warning you. For some of them, this avocado, it is really hard. So, it's really hard to push and everything. Next up we have is this Vito ball. It also glows in the dark, and it's like a real ball, like a real Vito ball. And if you want to know how it's real, it would pop up more. So I think the ones that like pop up slow are the fake ones. Next up we have is this banana sand thing. You can just pull it out, it will be long, or you can just make it smaller and you can roll it out a lot. So, yeah. Next up we have is this mesh ball with a mesh on it this time. But ever since we got this, it has not broken. And I definitely recommend the mesh balls. Next up we have is this splat ball, and it's an egg yolk, of course. It's really dirty though, because we have been playing with it a lot. Last but not least is this story ball thing. It feels so good and it looks like it's homemade, but it is not. You can buy it in the shop for like $1. I have this water snake. It was from the chemist for $50. And it's really nice and slippery. You of course have to push it down for it to slide down. Next up is we have this balloon kind of fidget. It's a bit boring, but you can stretch it a lot certainly, and it is really hard to stretch. Next up we have this sort of dolphin mochi. This has to be my favorite mochi. It is just amazing. It is so stretchy and it's just so squishy, and I love the feeling of it. Next up we have these mochis. I really love the bunny mochi and this panda cat mochi and this whale mochi, I would call it, and this unicorn mochi and a pig mochi. So first of all, we have this infinity cube. It is a fake one, but hands on it, it is really good. It doesn't matter if it is fake or not. Next up, into the tangle section, we have this green and blue tangle, and we have this homemade tangle. Now I am obsessed with the homemade tangle. It feels really good and actually better than the real tangle, so I recommend making that one. Next we have all these mini pop tubes. If you just want to grab the big pop tube behind you, as you can see, it is way smaller than the bigger one. Next up, we have these pressure rings. They're really good for pressure. Sometimes they hurt too much, and yeah. Next up, we have these monkey noodles. I really like the textured one way more, and the non-textured one is way better than the thicker one because you can't stretch it more, but it is just a better feeling than the bigger one. Next up we have this marble mesh, yellow and a red one, and a green one, and a orange one. So I definitely recommend buying these, and especially if you want to take out the marbles, you can. Next up are the Wacky Tracks. We have this green and blue one and a orange and blue one. Next up is this bike chain. It is a blue bike chain. It's really fun and quiet for class, so I definitely recommend this to take it to class. Next up are these pea poppers. If your pea popper is hard, then it means it's fake, but if they are not hard to push up or anything, then it means it's not fake, and it's really good when it's not fake. Last but not least, we have this snapper. I got this snapper from Game World for $5. Next up is this infinity cube that I actually traded it. Sorry, I get my words mixed up. Hey guys, welcome back.
We've already done that.